Father's peace to everyone who catches this message. It's time for a party. Give me a minute and I'll tell you what the name of the party is. But for right now, let's just reflect on the fact that we do get together 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to discuss entrepreneurship and service in your community. We do have 10 different special interest groups that we talk about. And today's special interest group is called Crypto and Beyond. It's when we focus on crypto analytics. Excuse me. I need to pour up some water. Give me just a moment. Welcome to the season. One moment. All right. So, who knows about decentralization? To see more. 4 in YouTube world. Shalom Aparati. Today's party will be focused on decentralization. Check out some of my numbers from YouTube. Uh-oh. This next one might not be appropriate for all people to see. Thank you all for stopping in. We get together to talk about entrepreneurship and service in your community. We have 10 special interest groups. Each one has its own day. And today we are focusing on crypto and beyond. We're going to discuss decentralization. To many people, that sounds just like a bunch of garble and jargon. So we're going to break it down. In some places, they may shut down what I have going, so can't really show you what's going on the screen right now. Please remember, no one wants to experience a rough racing session. concept behind crypto and beyond was brought up because we wanted to break down what's going on with Web3. What exactly is cryptocurrency? How is it applicable to real life? Is it part of real life? I've been studying up on Burkina Faso the past week, and I've been pushed towards a new name, the Sahel Alliance. It's the Sahel State Alliance. There's another way that they put it. Hmm, can't remember right now. But either way, so I was reading up, and there was a point in the report where it was talking about how Sahel is moving towards uh, um, decentralized planning their finances, and that piqued my interest because that means crypto to me. However, they were talking about um, more physical means. They were talking about having the governmental bodies more satellite because the populace is more of an agricultural or rural basis. It's more spread out. So they were saying decentralized on that notion. Instead of it being a township and spread out, they would have to be a satellite towards people. Now I'm still going to dig deeper because I've also seen a mention where um, there may be some connection with BRICS. And if that's the case, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, if that is the case, then there will be some cryptocurrency involved. Um, the website that I was looking at that was providing the information for the Sahel Alliance, it was actually backed by Germany, Spain, Luxembourg, and Germany, Spain, Luxembourg. There was another one I can't remember right now. Um, that's the reason why I'm reading up is because there's the messages that are being broadcast on as far as videos are concerned. They're saying one thing and they're chopped up. And so I'm trying to find some literature. I'm trying to find some more information besides the things that they're just putting out there for us to get incensed. I'm not trying to have a clinical mindset. However, at the same time, I am. I want to know the facts. Then, after I get the facts, then I'll decide how I want to move. And that was kind of how the whole idea behind crypto and beyond was started. Was because we wanted to look at current events and see how that all related. Shalom Akati Deborah. Ali Kayed. Salamu alaikum. Shalom Barak. Peace and blessings to you. Ha ha. Iced out. Shalom Barak to you. Peace and blessings. It's got me caught up in the comment section. I was just trying to see who was who and what was what. I was trying to show all the business. So yeah, greetings to all. Thank you all for stopping in. Appreciate you being here. Um, Today's party is called Decentralized because when I was reading that report, it put something on my mind. Excuse me. First frame of thought, when you hear the word decentralized, there's banking, the system of banking, the system of finance itself, um, a top down order. The one with the largest stakes has the most power. And it could be towards the threat of a monopoly. It teeters on it. Tycoons thrive off of it. That's a centralized situation. In a decentralized situation, uh, people pretty much have an equivalent say as far as investments and stuff like that are concerned. Um, with the coin that I work with and the network that I work with, there are people who offer their coin and their DAO tokens for investment, and they do offer different opportunities and apps on the network. So they ask for opinions and surveys and polls and things like that from the investors to find out how they want things to go, how they want things to move. It's not just about asking for money to pay for something to get developed. They request input. Some of them actually do make it to where if you have more ownership in the stock, then you have more say. However, they also, hmm, interesting, got a wild notification there. I gotta see that again. Okay, that's funny. Take your content to the next level with indoor. So TikTok has some kind of indoor filter going. It's weird that they would send that to me in the middle of a broadcast, right? So, excuse me. I knew I shouldn't have flashed on that little shiny. It got me distracted, and now I can't remember what I was talking about. Go figure. But most of the developers now is coming back to me now. Most of the developers and the other people who have content on the network on DSO, on D social network. And then the app that I use is Diamond app. And it has now switched into another app called Focus. Depending on the projects that they have going, they do kickbacks for the people who do investments. They will actually give back certain amounts. They will disperse it amongst token owners for the DAO or actual coin owners, or if you own any NFTs that they may have minted. And these are also options that I can use as well. There's been a few coins that I've started, and basically what I did was for all of the different developers and things like that that I ran across, I would invest in them, and then um, when I started up the other coins, I would just share a portion of those coins with whoever I started up the next coin with. Let's see here. I see that I have a message. I'm trying to scroll to it. There we go. Right, right. Cryptocurrency. So, still trying to place how do you how do you put the notion of decentralization in real life? Because that was the first time I'd really seen that term put in place like that, considering having a governing body as a satellite instead of in the middle of the city and branching out, or in the middle of a nation and branching out. You know, that's normally how it would go. But this is, and let me see how, I think there was about 17 countries involved in Sahel. And the three main ones are Burkina Faso, uh, Niger, and Mauritania. Speak a lot about Benin. I think Benin might be one of those involved. There's there's so many that were still in ECOWAS, ECOWAS. There were so many still involved in there that there really isn't a plain listing. There's a list of quite a few different countries, and then so the reason why I'm seeing discrepancies, to get back to where I was at, um, in the videos, all of the clips, it keeps saying that there's a cut with ties with the West, right? So what are they deeming the West? And we do know that there's definitely a disagreement with France. So I think ECOWAS is backed by France. And then when I looked at the Alliance for Sahel, for all of the different international countries that back it, okay, and then you've got the Bill and Sarah Gates Foundation, or whatever Bill's wife's name is. Like, I'm not joking. Um, there's parts of the United States, different people and groups who are investing in the Sahel Alliance. That's why I'm digging. I want to know what's going on, not just what they're showing on the videos. And so, if there's a decentralized government and they're saying there's Captain Ibrahim, I've seen King Captain Ibrahim, but they're saying that there's not just one country, like Burkina Faso is part of Sahel along with all the other countries. And it's a decentralized government, meaning, to me, that sounds like there's no crown, there's no one to uh, really, there's no one standing up saying, "Hey, I'm the person you need to talk to." There's three leaders that I saw on stage that were talking about the alliance. and I'm hearing reports, of course, from journalists. Um, so once again, I'm going to keep reading. I want to know what I can find out aside from what it is that they're posting on these sites. I want to read some stuff. I want to know the background. I want to know, like I said, I found out who's doing some backing. Japan. And like I said, the website that I was reading, it states at the bottom who sponsors the website, the official website for the alliance. Germany, Spain, Luxembourg. Ah, I saw Sweden and a few other places. And I also saw France as part of the backing of the Sahel Alliance. Very, there's no government or governing body or localized one, then who would be the governing body? How is that going to work out? How is there going to be security? That's one of the things that they're looking for. There was five uh, five concentrations, and I'll go back and get some notes. I was basically just reading right now, absorbing the information, and I'll go back and take the notes because yeah, I'm going to eventually do a full on presentation. Like I said, it won't be a full 2 hours, but I want to go uh, from beginning to end. I want to see what was happening in 1974 up to the changes in 2017 up to here recently in 2022 and 2023. Um, what's going on? There's something going on right now where, who is it? Is it Niger? I think Burkina Faso is sending some backup against ECOWAS to one of the neighboring nations in the Sahel. That was the latest thing that I saw. So yeah, it's getting real interesting. There's an elephant in the room. We're seeing what a decentralized government looks like. That's when you're being governed from afar and you have overseers placed in your area of residence. Yeah, I'm real interested to know what's going on. I want to know about the independent nations, the interdependent nations, and those who are coming out of colonization and what moves they're making. That's the idea behind Web3. Web2 is Google, your standard search engines, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all of the different websites that we use and platforms. This is Web2. When you get onto networks that are encrypted and they actually have movement with blockchains and so on and so forth. I mean, there's a blockchain working behind YouTube and TikTok. We're not a part of it. The public is basically, whenever we sign on, our profile moves some information on the blockchain, but we don't have that access. In Web3, you actually can, uh, it's not that you control the blockchain movement, you are able to interact with it with the social network. When you sign up for a profile, you are also given a creator coin. They give you what is it? A block birth certificate that comes in about 3 days after you get your profile. And that's basically saying that your coin now has a value and it starts out zero. You have to open it up, can invest into it. And the whole time, you don't have to gain. You don't have to gain from people investing in your coin. People can actually tip your content and things like that. Um, Not sure what the sign-in bonus is now. When I did it, they actually gave you enough diamonds to get started to where you could invest in other people. Um, and when you do that, it's kind of like, if you go to the homepage on any social media, it's going to tell you who are the major players, the bigger figures, and stuff like that. Now that's telling you about looking at the social world page or looking at the Diamond app page. Um, the new one that they have is it's called Focus, and you have to go in there through a referral link. Somebody has to send you a link. The links that I have posted on Facebook, where it has a box with it's got like a little green dollar amount, might say like 10 cent or something like that. And inside there'll be some text. Those links coming from the Focus page are basically the only way you can access Focus. It's a private network. It's a Web3 network. They like to use Twitter or X and a few others. And they also favor now this whole system actually favors Apple products. You'll do just fine with an Android. However, they like Apple products and they offer more incentives. You can do all the stuff, you know. And the idea, like I was saying earlier, you do have the developers who do give more to those who actually have more invested in them. And then you have others who offer different types of programs that you can use to not only get used to navigation in Web3, but also how to improve, how you can learn how to start um, gaining money, basically. Um, because that's the thing. You have people from different countries, from different parts of the world who are on Web3. And so, even in this situation, they're, from all kinds of different countries. I've spoken with people who are in New Zealand, and then people who are in Belgium, people who were, let's see, there's a guy from Russia who lives in New York. He's a he's a photographer. Uh, Lots of different people though. So as I was saying, on Focus, the people who are the larger figures, they're called whales. So there's actually a whale icon next to their name instead of the blue check mark or the green dot or whatever. And it's not one of those things you can buy. It's That's what you already have as your assets. You can see it in their e-wallet, because that's the other thing. You sign up with the social world and Diamond app, you get an e-wallet. And yes, it's a public display. You do have your own private key where people can't get in it and manipulate it. However, they see your wallet. It's part of your profile. Anyone can click the tab. Also, on the network itself, you can see anyone's blockchain movement. You can see anytime someone buys and invests in anyone's coin or token. You can see if someone buys an NFT. You can see when there's a new user, when there's a new person that gets a birth block certificate. Um, and yes, each year you get a message, a notification the other year. Coolest thing was once I figured out how to actually accumulate profits, I was able to buy my birth block certificate. That was an awesome thing. It was like $1 or $2, but I didn't know how to actually move things around and save stuff. I'd been getting tips and things. That part is slowed down. There's um, there's a couple of groups on there where if you get into their it's comments and responses, they'll post up something and you respond and you share it with a friend, and they do what's called a diamond shower. That's instead of getting 1 or 2 diamonds for one of your posts, they will go through and give like 10, 20 diamonds to 5 of your recent posts, you know, or 10 of your most recent posts, depending on how um, depending on how they're feeling about it, right? So each of those diamonds can be worth 1 cent or more, and that's why it's called a diamond shower, because when you click on whatever you want to tip, there's actually there's increments. It starts at 1 cent, then it goes up to $1, $5, or more. And then you can type in whatever you want to put in. So imagine posting on Facebook or posting on TikTok or posting on YouTube, and not only does a person give you a like or a thumbs up, they give you $1 because they appreciated your post. That's possible. Now, if there were decentralized rules or laws, then things would come into question. So there's usually some kind of understood law and system, right? And even in the social world, there's a system and there's community rules, just like with any platform or anything like that. Um, you're not restricted for the things that you say. However, there will be no profane displays of violence or uh, abuse of any nature towards any person or towards self. Those kind of rules. And the thing is, what you post there, it stays there. That's the thing about a blockchain. What you post, it stays there. You can um, you can delete or remove a post from public view. However, the information is still there. It's just not available to the public anymore. Those times when documents come up, well, not so when you're on a blockchain. And it's not something that's brand new. For the public schools, before they were on internet, because there was a time when there was modems. uh, so you might have 4 or 5 computers, and only one of them was connected to the internet. I'm talking back in 1988, 1990. There was still a system and a network. The computers could talk amongst themselves. That later developed into private chat rooms. Those private chat rooms are the beginnings of what we see now as Facebook and interactive uh, chat communities. That's what turned into us having the chat groups and our text messaging. that was the beginning of how the internet was introduced. That turned into something that they made public. That's how AOL got the chat thing going. That's how MySpace was developed. That's how Facebook was developed. The library systems, the public library systems, and then the library system at colleges, the computer systems inside of hospitals. Those are privately secured networks. If you're on the social world, can't necessarily jump over to twitter.io or x.io or x.co. You can. They're completely different networks. The social world is decentralized because there is a front man. His name is Nadir, Nader. Nadir, he doesn't really field all the calls and all that kind of stuff, but he's the one that sends out updates. He's the one that announces the new releases and the new plans for the future. And then there's some other brothers and some ladies and some other people who make up the different teams of the developers who uh, got the platforms going, the platforms for the social world, because it's an app on its own. The social world, it kind of feels like using Twitter, and then Diamond app, it feels like using it's like using Facebook, except you can actually do blogs. It's like having instant access to a community from your own website. Because you can just go in and post or do whatever you want, or just go interact and look at other people's posts. However, you've got the option of doing short form post, or you can put it in a blog form with titles and pictures and all that kind of stuff. With short form post, you could put in a one picture or a video. Um, Now with Focus, you can do a little bit more when you put a post up there, because then you can do an embedded link. You can do an embedded link from YouTube with a video. Then you can post a picture for a thumbnail that's in there, and then I think you could possibly post a video to go along with it, even though you have an embedded video there too. I haven't uh, exploited it yet just to find out, but yeah, there's a lot you can do. So it's decentralized because you have all these people who have put together the platform. However, they don't pull power moves. They actually do ask people, how do you feel about this? We're going to do this in the future. We have three different options for it. These are the ones we're thinking about. Which one do you like better? You know, they actually do that. It's not something that you get from Facebook. Facebook just announces, hey, we got an update. Make sure your phone is powered up because we have an update. So, yes, now I have something brand new to research. Decentralized governments. Dun dun dun. I swear it sounds like something colonial or imperial to me. Yeah. I got to see what all is going on behind the Sahel Alliance. And I got to find out how true the situation is about Burkina Faso and some other countries considering getting with BRICS. And by the way, yes, I do have some platforms that I use over in Asia, and I think I might have to start opening them up because I won't say that I've maxed out what I can do with my own 9 to 10 challenge. However, it makes no sense to have them sitting there stagnant. I need to start using them again. So there's, let's just say I have to brush up on my game. It's time for me to show and improve. We've made it to the 41-minute mark. Let's see. It's not telling me when we started. Change the thing here. Well, I'll just say we're close to the top of the hour. And I learned an important lesson yesterday. Don't push the buttons anymore. Tried to sneak over and see the tab on TikTok. It was a no no. Don't push the buttons anymore. See, I'm interested in finding out whether or not there's going to be some countries in Africa that pick up on using cryptocurrency. Because right now, there's it's hard to exchange from person to person. Uh, there are banking models and all of that. Um, but then, as far as like how we use PayPal and Cash App, it doesn't work like that over there. I think they can use it for a direct deposit and then exchange for their finances as far as what they get paid. However, they already have, I'm speaking specifically about Tanzania now, but they have other companies that do the direct deposit for you into your banking account and so forth. So then the way that the towns and things are set up, you would have to go to a major town. And if you live in certain places, that might mean a 40-minute ride to get to town in order to go to a Western Union, right? So I'm interested to find out what they're going to be doing for financial moves. About tariffs now. Well, I do understand that there were certain economic restrictions going on in those nations in Africa. Look out, world. I might start saying Al Kabulan next week and just continue saying Al Kabulan afterwards. I'll have to look at that some more too. I like the video that I saw. I don't think it was yesterday. I think it was the day before. The person was saying something about Kebulan means more than motherland, land of the birth of life or something like that. But anyway, it had a nice had more to it than I have heard before. Liked it a lot. So yeah, look out, world. I might start saying Al Kebulan from now on. Because Africa's all right, but that doesn't cover the whole land. Some people don't use that name. And if you're gonna get into this situation, you might as well get into the thick of it, right? On that note, I think I'm gonna sip on some water and see what kind of music we can listen to. Gonna listen to Just for Listening. Tracks from Coal Before Diamond Productions. Hmm. I like this one right here. Hey, what's your mission? What's your mission state? I like Cole's work. Reminds me of Herbie Hancock. Just checking out the calendar. Tomorrow we would talk about stop, STOP, sustenance, styles, occupation, and purpose. So tomorrow I should have some information concerning whether or not the Sahel Alliance will have anything to do with BRICS, and if there will be some cryptocurrency involved, because that means that they are actually operating on a different level. Keep seeing the reports about them being an impoverished nation. I even saw the situation with the shipment with wheat, and for some reason, there was a mention that because of the war in Ukraine is the reason why there aren't a lot of cereals being dispersed. Hmm. It was a strange thing to have in the middle of all the other information I was reading. Meanwhile, let's see. Once again, that's the part that's always going to have me puzzled about decentralized government. So I have to go back and take some notes and reread what I saw. Definitely. I did try and find some more information about the names and responsibilities of the different tribes. Oh, I didn't do that. Looked up the names and the of the different tribes, and I was trying to see what the different responsibilities would be. So far, it still is it's wanting to tell me about different names specifically. Like Reuben, for instance. Um, now maybe he'll see me. Maybe my husband see me. But no, that's not what I'm trying to. I'm trying to find what they actually did. Like, what were their trades? What were their functions in society? That the Levites were priests. Pretty much ascertained that Dan, they were judges. There's some different parts where it says others were basically like lawyers. So I'm trying to see, okay, the lawyers, the doctors, who did agriculture, who were the shepherds, you know, who were the tailors, somewhere, somehow, some way, right? Um, that one might involve some more in depth digging. But the thing was, when I found the five different areas of focus for Sahel or Sahel for that particular alliance, they pretty much had all of that set. You know, um, there were five main topics, and then the first one covered all of that. You need to focus in on for infrastructure of a nation, of a community, all of the things that they actually were having problems with. That's why I was trying to see, well, what are they going to do for finances? How are they going to get things in? And it's not so much about money, money, money. They're landlocked. So how can things get shipped in? It costs to ship things in. Even if you find a way to get something there, there's a certain amount, there's a cost just to get it there. All of this is racking in my mind because, like I said, anything that's done over there is things coming here too. And this is what we can be sending over that way. Get something going and that's developed, whether it's something that's already established there or not. And the same here, who are putting forth efforts to connect and make more. Security was one of the big things. Security. We're looking for secured transmissions and secured food, water, any potable water. There are, what is the word? I think they said aquifers or something like that. There's water tables, and then there's the erratic rain seasons that they have. There's more drought than there are rainy seasons. Aquifers, that's the word. Fresh water and there's aquifers. I haven't seen a lot about pollution. I have seen the situation with the tsetse fly and just drought, no water, so things can't really grow. What does all that have to do with cryptocurrency? Cryptocurrency works that same way. It doesn't just sit there and gain value just because it's sitting there. As a matter of fact, my coin, I think it costs 55 cents to buy my coin right now. You could own one of my coins for 55 cents. Um, the Deso coin. It's at $5 and 65 cents. Uh, Focus. It's at a way low rate because you can get a lot of it. It's yeah. So it's at a way low rate right now. Everything's at a low rate. This is the time to get it. The times that I've seen diesel go up in value is in the middle of December. We are going into summer, and that's when it goes to its lowest, and then around fall it gets where it's at its mid rank. I can't say so much about Focus because it's is brand new. The product is brand new. They released it at the first of the year. Diesel has been around, uh, I'd say probably at least 6 years, and I've been in it for this will be my fourth year when fall hits. This will be my fourth round, starting my fourth round. Um, so yeah, maybe Diesel's been around for 7 years, six for sure, but yeah, maybe seven. I'll have to look it up. Not a walking encyclopedia of history, not like that. There's not too much about history that I keep stuck in my brain on that level. So yeah, this is one of those times when it's best to strike. A dollar means a lot. You can spend $1 and get more than you think, and that's even to invest in yourself. Start up your profile and put $5 on your coin, and then go forth and see what's there. When you see my links on Facebook, and if you happen to go to Twitter X in any other place and you see a link that has focus on it, go there because that's basically the invite, the referral link. That's why I post things that way. Sometimes it's a repeat of something that I've already posted through the other sites, but that's a way to put it on Web3 because there are also times when I do that and I've minted in an NFT and I made that post into an NFT. So I can show it as a link for the NFT, and then I can show it as a link because it still gets siphoned over to Focus. If you post anything on the social world, it's also seen on Diamond app, and it's also seen on Focus. And that's whether or not you are a member of Focus. Well, no, I can't say that. If you're not a member of Focus, then no, it doesn't show up on the homepage. If you are just a member of the social world or Diamond app, make sure I give the correct information. So yeah, that's the take on decentralization. We have the methods that we've seen, which actually are very, very faulty. Because if we look at the banking methods, what happens when the banks run out of money? What happens when certain companies run out of money? They just make up more money. We can't do that with cryptocurrency. There's only a certain amount of it. That's actually the value. They say we're going to mint so many coins. The reason why you hear about the different coins is because there's a breakdown. You might have a major coin and then have smaller coins underneath it. In this instance, the coin that I have, the 3P Roach coin, there's a content creator coin, and then also a meme coin. The meme coin is through Focus. And it's completely separate from my content creator coin. It's all in the same wallet. And let's see here. That wallet will also exchange Bitcoin, Solera, Ethereum. Those are the three major ones. And then it connects also to Coinbase and some other ones. So, what is that? MetaMask, the search engine that I use, Brave, connects to an e-wallet. You will need that once you actually start surfing around, because that one also connects to MetaMask, and that's for Ethereum, and you can also connect it to other tokens and coins as well. The main idea is, and setup and system. There are a lot of limits. Can't freely roam. You have to have a passport. You have to pledge allegiance in a centralized form. In a decentralized form, you can broadcast from your profile, from your website, broadcast your message. Have other people invest in what you have to say. Do the same with them. Makes you wonder why they're not worth thousands and thousands of dollars. Why hasn't thousands and thousands of people jumped onto this? I was having a conversation with my brother Ben, and he says it's because it's all a scam, and most people think so because most of the time it is. Just imagine having a place that's like a savings account, except for how you get penalties for too many withdrawals in your savings account. It's like an investment portfolio, except for how you can only do your stocks and trades when Wall Street is open. Imagine being able to invest whenever you feel like it. Let's say right now everything is real cheap, real low. You could buy a Deso coin for $5. Most of the most of the major people that I have in my wallet, um, there were times when their coin would be worth thousands. It's like $100 now to buy one of their coins because they are the ones who invested so much. Yes, they are worth more than the diesel coin itself. People have invested in them that much, and they have moved enough information along the blockchain that they have that much value accrued. The last time I saw a diesel go up high, it was at $20. Its average is at $8. Imagine my surprise when I looked and my coin was worth nearly how much? It was worth around $25. I'd gotten around $25 because of the different people who had actually invested in me and the different coins that I had invested in. Some of those people have sold some of my coins since then because of the changes that have happened. And they transferred their diesel coins into what they could do with Focus because even though it's a referral link now, there was a time where there were only certain people who were allowed to get in to even buy Focus coins. And they have just now released it to the public. The first few months, not everyone could even get in. There were only certain people who could get access. I was sent a referral link because I'm invested into one of the major developers. That's what I was going into earlier. He offers um, different apps, or dApps is what they call it, developer apps inside of the network that help you learn how to navigate through the system and earn profits, like I was saying earlier, how to make your profile look better and that kind of thing. The same stuff that people would tell you to do to improve your website on Web2 and do certain things for marketing purposes and getting yourself seen, different practices in that, but it's some games and other activities that he offers. So if you actually invest in his coin and his token, there are other opportunities that he'll send you, as well as send you percentages of however much was accumulated whenever they do a fund drive and things like that. So that's how I received the link to go into Focus, is because I was someone who had invested in him, and he made that available. That's decentralized because it could have been uh, paid to get in only, members only, invite only, but they made it available to the public eventually. And even now, yeah, I mean, you might be able to type in focus.xyz. I think that's the link. You might be able to type that in and get in. I don't know. Decentralized. So yeah, I've still got some homework. Gonna find out what's the meaning behind decentralized government in Western Africa. I'm still looking up information about the names and the activities that would have been done by the different tribes, the branches. I want to know because I want to see how they work their infrastructure. I'm going to end up looking up some other things just to see if it'll tell me what I need to know instead. Because the responses that I'm getting back is, it's not even on the same cultural level for what I'm looking for. But meanwhile, so we've gone on and on. We're at the hour and 22-minute mark. Let's see here. To the mince meat, it was me, helmet off, blitz the whole midstream, overriding. That's why we stopped. That was dangerously close to some obscene lyrics. Gonna play a couple of songs and we're gonna close on out. Got my homework lined up for me. I was joking earlier, said I got a strange website because I hadn't paid for a domain. Oh, actually, I do have a paid domain. 3P Rose of highest heights .blog. I'm gonna start sharing it more often, and also there's a site called PayHip where I can sell digital products and also blog from there. So something that you're gonna see more often from me instead of just going to be sharing blogs from the different sites for merchandise. Um, Also, look for there's a Facebook profile that I have called Valuable Visions. I have a second TikTok profile that's called 3P Rouge. It's going to be for promoting, lots of promoting, and all the music projects, of course. But yeah, promoting this, that, and the other. Not just anybody and everybody, but everything that's going to go through Valuable Visions is also going to go through the 3P Rouge page. Um, Look out for that. So there'll be the blogs, and there's going to be that change up. I'm going to start using Valuable Visions instead of principally through Angelic Discipline. I'm going to reserve Angelic Discipline for discussions concerning business, entrepreneurship, um, tie-ins. I'm hearing something at the door. I'm always hearing something in the middle of the broadcast. I heard some scraping going on. Who knows? So, all right, there'll be the blogs going on, and then there's going to be what was the other thing? Valuable Visions, and what else? And lots of albums. I'm supposed to be releasing a whole bunch of albums. I've got the lists. The tablet wonked out on me, so it did a setback. So gonna see how much I can boost out of this phone right here. This lovely phone has been with me for about 4 years now. It's seen some things and went through some things and watched some other devices crash out. It's still here. Alhamdulillah. Oh, that'll be the other thing. Angelic Discipline. This one will be reserved for studies in Islam, studies in Paleo Hebrew, the times where things coincide and the times where things are questionable, and delving into the Apocrypha and other things like that. Anytime people post wild things or questionable things on the social media platforms, and you, my family, when you all put it to my attention, I will do a response. Sometimes it'll be a 3 minute thing just on TikTok, but if it bugs my mind enough, we'll go ahead and make it into a session. That's what this is for. Um, come to you all for 2 hours to, yes, talk about certain topics. However, I want to be able to blend it in with what's going on. You know, I don't want it to always just be about the bees that are buzzing around in my head. I want to know what's going on in the world and how everybody else feels about it. Eventually, I'm going to have to do something about getting another device because I miss everybody over in TikTok world too. It's just kind of difficult to juggle back and forth with what I have going right now. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Yeah, let's see here. I think we'll do one more song and close it out. We're at the hour and a half mark right now. Pray everyone else has had a great day. For all the atrocities that you hear, put this on your mind. Surah called Wal Ashr. That's it written out. Bavakasha Kati, I see you. Yeah, let me see. Might run one more, and then we'll call it a day. First exchange I had with Cole, he told me that he only liked to make music when he was sad. I make sad music, but I'm not ever really sad. This one's talking about the Julian calendar. I bet those letters are backwards to you all, and it looks like gibberish. I think somewhere in here I might ditch up that. Not sure. It's going on and on about the 12-month names and all that stuff. Let's see here. Playlist, Highest Heights, I think. I actually used this song for another video too. Oh yeah. This one goes on for about 18 minutes. It's not just this song though. Yeah. It's a whole whole stretch out about the Zoroastrian calendar and pre-Islamic calendars and all kinds of stuff. While Asher, by time, surely mankind is at a loss, except for those who do tabar, deeds amongst each other, with patience and consistency. Isabir, alhamdulillah. Tabar deeds, lawful deeds, righteous deeds. Inshallah, Ya Allah, Yubarik, Alumar, Wasakhaba, Alhamdulillah, Shukranallah, Subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ameen. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Amin. Yahweh is love. Ahava, love is love. All compassion. Amen Taba, Amen Torfo. Father's peace to everyone who has caught this message. We get together around 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to talk about entrepreneurship and service in your community. Today, we spoke on cryptocurrency and beyond. Focus was on decentralization. I pray you have a great day. Shalom Barak, peace and blessings to you. Our Father's peace to you. Assalamu alaikum.